Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our very first webinar on this month of yoga, Health Beyond Asanas. And today, as you all know, we have the very renowned, the very dashing Sridevi Jasti ma'am with us, who's going to really storm our afternoon with her very, very delectable, healthy recipes. And I'm sure each one of us are eagerly waiting as the messages that you had sent. So without further ado, and throughout the session, you will be kept on mute and your videos will be switched off so that the streaming would be seamless and you can actually see and hear what Sridevi ma'am is sharing with us. But of course, if you have any questions, she's going to also share a few very, very delectable recipes with us. And if you have any questions regarding the recipes or any kind of food or health, you can always put it in the chat window. And one of us will take up those questions, we'll put it across, and then Sridevi ma'am will answer those questions towards the end. So stay put. It's going to be a very interactive and a very interesting session. And once again, welcome to all of you to Anahata Yoga Zone's very first webinar for this yoga month, titled Health Beyond Asanas. And we have Sridevi Jasti ma'am from Vibrant Living. And she's all here, and I'm going to spotlight her video so that all of you can watch her and see her, what she is doing without any difficulties. Good evening, ma'am, and welcome to Anahata Yoga Zone's first webinar session for this month. And we are so honored to have you here.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. And it's your first webinar and mine also teaching on a webinar. This is the first time I've spoken,
brilliant.
But like actually doing food on online is the first time for me, so I'm really excited as well. You help me answer the questions and all. I'll just do my thing and be talking and all of that.
Sure. Yeah. So this is for all our audiences. In case if there's any hitch up, any glitches, as you know, this is our first webinar for this month and also Sridevi ma'am's first webinar. So in case if there's any kind of glitches, do please apologies. And we will try to bring in the best experience possible. So before we get started, I'm sure Sridevi's ma'am's fingers are already working. She's ready to cook up a storm. But before we get that, we just need to know more about Sridevi Jasti ma'am. Sridevi Jasti, who doesn't know her? A name to reckon with in Hyderabad, and not only in Hyderabad, across the globe also. A holistic nutritionist, founder, entrepreneur of the most talked about trailblazer organic store in the Twin Cities called the Vibrant Living Food. And why am I calling it a trailblazer store? Because even before gourmet or vegan or organic became household names, Sridevi Jasti, through her store, Vibrant Living Food, was already cooking up and delivering all of these healthy foods for the health conscious people. Until Sridevi Jasti started her store, especially in Hyderabad, the health food was looked upon as something which was boring, tasteless, not interesting. And lo and behold, she rolls up her sleeves and she brings to us the most delectable treats, which are healthy, nutritious, very, very energizing, and very delectable. So this is Sridevi Jasti for you from Vibrant Living Store. She's got her organic store, as we all know, in Jubilee Hills, which is also doing a lot of online orders delivering. And she's also a yoga freak like all of us. And she's been practicing yoga since many, many years now. Even before yoga was very popular, again, it sort of found its place again back to India. She was practicing yoga while she was in the States. And she actually combines yoga and science of food in her workshops. She does a lot of workshops once in a week, one-on-one group workshops, where she's talking about a lot of holistic ways of living through the food and through other medium. So Sridevi Jasti ma'am, once again, welcome. And over to you, ma'am. Your face is not very visible, so I think a little bit the camera angle, if it is adjusted, that would be great.
I'm not able to do both the food and my face. It's one or the other. Sorry. How is it possible? Okay, for now I'll keep my face and then I'll try to
later it can be the counter.
Show what's happening on the cutting board. So yeah, so nice to be doing this for yoga enthusiasts like myself. some 3 decades ago, almost by an accident, I went into a yoga studio when I was in the University of Toronto studying, because gyms and swimming pools are all a foreign thing for me. I didn't know what I would do there. It was very uncomfortable. So I thought yoga that I've tried in high school was probably something that I would like. So I went into that yoga studio for one class, and the rest is
and
history.
You stayed it. Yeah.
So, yeah. So even though I was never a regular, in the sense, it's not like I jumped from one form of exercise to another. It was always yoga, 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 yoga. But you know, I have a secret. This is the first time. I mean, what a slow learner I am in that sense. This is the first time that I have been practicing yoga without missing a single day, and this is almost the 40th day or 39th or something. I am so proud. I think now that I'm 52, I think I finally learned something. I understood I understood power of yoga, and that's why I went back onto the mat, because, for the food that I was teaching and learning and doing for myself, I could really connect with what I am experiencing on the mat, and what I was able to take outside of the mat into real life, and how the food that I was eating was affecting my practice. I mean, I clearly see it. I've seen it for a while. So I stuck with the food. I've not deterred from there, but yoga has not been my regular practice. But thanks to people like you and Deepika and all my other gurus from the States and from Canada and from Italy, that I'm so blessed to have such diverse schools of yoga. They were teaching, but in the end, it's all one. It's connecting with breath and body, and I've enjoyed all of that thoroughly. And so when you asked me to teach the yoga crowd, I'm like, hey, I'm on, because if anyone who can appreciate and enjoy this kind of food, it would be the first ones, would be the ones who are practicing yoga. I have someone here who's going to help me while I yap away. So Suman, first manam smoothie cheddama. Yeah. So I thought, okay, so coconut, by the way, I'm a holistic nutritionist. I have a master's in nutrition, and food has been my passion forever, ever since I remember myself. I've not always been into vegan food, but over the time, life led me to this, where I am. So my studio is all vegan, and I eat only plant-based. And for the plant-based foods, good fats are really important, and vitamin D and B12 and all of that. So there's one key recipe, key food that we make here that people don't make in the city. I thought that I will let you in on that recipe so that you can make it, practice to make it at home, which is coconut yogurt. It's a very simple recipe, but unless you make it once, you won't understand how simple it is. So I want to show you. So that can be, so coconut yogurt can be used for everything. Your smoothies, you use it like your dahi, for your dressings, for your desserts, and for your face, for your hair, everywhere.
Wow.
So yeah, because it's got a lot of calcium, a lot of magnesium, vitamin D, B12. I mean, such good gut health. I mean, during these times, during any times, especially during these times now, what we need is the best immunity possible, right? And foods and yoga are, I think, one of the most important ones in the line to have good immunity. So gut health is what I focus on. That's why I have here sauerkraut. So the ones that I'm not going to teach you recipes here, don't sweat it. They're all on YouTube. Okay, go check it out. Check on my Instagram handle and also on YouTube. So gut health, to improve gut health, sauerkraut, a lot of fermented foods I talk about. So coconut yogurt is one of them. So coconut yogurt chubichadam తీసుకొచ్చేసాయి. First, I want to show you how to make coconut yogurt.
Before we get into that, I'm sorry to interrupt, but we would really like to know, how did Vibrant Living Food happen? How did it happen?
Vibrant Living Foods happened. Yeah, this was like, I was resisting getting into food business forever, for 2 decades. My husband always discouraged me to do food business because it's whatever, it ties you down, high risk and all of that stuff. But I didn't do it. But when I came to India to visit my parents when my son was only 2 years old, I noticed that my people Indians were getting into all kinds of fad diets. I didn't know that India when I left some 25 years ago. So I thought, I thought this is all in the West, all these fad, bad diets. I mean, what's going on here? So, I mean, we're talking about like 2 toasts and an egg and orange juice kind of diets. I'm like, oh,
Right.
that is happening here? Oh my God. So I thought, okay, while I stay here for a holiday, I would do some classes and workshops. So every time I come to India, I would do a class or two and go. And then over the years, I realized that there is so much opportunity, and people were like, giving me more and more work. And, coming to India, being with family, being with my parents was very attractive, and my husband didn't mind all of that. So we started to spend more and more time in India. And I was doing unofficially for a couple of years, and then I thought I want to get serious and open a company and all of that. And so it goes.
And we were fortunate. And we were fortunate to get the right knowledge and the right education. So we were very, very fortunate. Thank you so much.
It's good timing for me as well to be here. So thank you for appreciating what I do. And first it was meal services, then it's the snacks. I mean, whatever you guys asked, I started doing.
It's all there, guys. Whatever you need, it's all there in the store. Please do check out the YouTube videos, as Sridevi ma'am mentioned. And you will really find some very, very authentic recipes, which you will not find anywhere else. So, okay,
yeah, they're all because created, by me, whatever, influenced by everyone, everywhere, but new creations nonetheless. So this is coconut milk. I hope you know to make coconut milk easily. You can get nut milk bags. It makes life so much easier. 1 coconut for half a liter of water. So you don't want too thin or too thick of coconut milk. I mean, too thick is fine, but it's kind of too thick and too rich. You might be finding it hard to eat. So half a liter or 2 cups of water for 1 coconut. You take milk, you make milk, you strain out, and you heat it up. Heat it up while stirring. You don't let it cook up, right? You want to heat up the coconut milk and bring it to lukewarm temperature. First, you heat it up really hot without burning, constantly stirring. Constantly stirring, and then bring it to lukewarm and put, just like how you make your regular dahi, right? I mean, how you set your dahi, you take a little setting. For this much milk, I put like 3 cups of milk here. You will need about half teaspoon of coconut yogurt. Coconut yogurt, since you're all in Hyderabad, please come visit us at our studio and take coconut yogurt for starters and use that. But if you don't have that opportunity, you can just use regular yogurt for the first time. The probiotics will form, and you'll have a mix of plant-based or non-plant-based bacteria. But don't worry, in few settings, it will all be your plant-based stuff, okay? So that is your coconut yogurt. So that's how you set. And if you set it now, it's 4 o'clock. At the end of the day, before you go to sleep, not even, it needs about, in this weather, about 8 hours to ferment outside in the room temperature, and then take the same container and put it in the fridge for another 10 hours or 12 hours before you start using it. So all the fat comes to the top. It's already fermented, it's already sour, and all the probiotics in it. So all the fat part comes to the top and the watery part comes to the bottom. So you can use the watery part for your smoothies, and your thick yogurt part for what you would use like sauces or raita, and even put on your fruit like yogurt. Oh, it's yum. You can do that. So, or if you don't care to separate, so I take a slaughter spoon and take the thick part and put it in another bottle or a box, and then use the liquid for buttermilk and all of that. But if you don't care, just mix it all up and drink it up and use it like how you want. You can make your anything, that dojinam, all kinds of stuff, whatever you use yogurt for.
And what should be the shelf life? What would be the shelf life?
So,
like the regular?
Okay, very good question. Yes, like the regular yogurt. So the longer it stays, it gets more sour, right? It gets more probiotics in them. So it's sour. It's not bad at all. Sometimes it's even better, unless you have a sensitive gut that it gets rumbly, but don't worry. It'll get set. Sometimes it just has too many probiotics. And so maybe also when it gets too sour, the flavor of coconut gets a little intense. It becomes a little like coconut oil, and not everybody like that. So it's best to make fresh. I would do twice a week, like keep it for 2-3 days and that'll be it. But even if you keep it for 4, 5, 6, 7 days, it's not bad. When you can tell it's bad is when you smell it. When it smells foul, it is foul.
Okay, right. Thank you so much. Yeah, that explains.
Welcome. Yes. So that can be used for your smoothies. And today, since I don't have, it's a Saturday market day, so all the coconut yogurt is gone. And anyway, you're not going to be able to taste from here. So I'll just give you the recipe, and then I'll make a smoothie with coconut water instead. Okay. And also, by the way, coconut milk can be used for your smoothie as well. The difference between coconut milk and coconut yogurt is that coconut yogurt is more nutritious because of the probiotics that are in there. And also because of the fermentation, B12 gets developed, and it's more bioavailable. Whatever is the calcium and all of that is bioavailable for you. So better to eat yogurt. Okay. Smoothie, salad. Okay, so you asked, I'll make the smoothie while this is cooking. Because what did you say? Oh, just అయిపోయింది. ఏం చేస్తావు స్మూతీకి? Almond butter తెచ్చుకున్నాను. Okay. So how many of you, I guess I can't ask such questions, no? How many of you make make smoothies regularly? Pratibha, do you make smoothies regularly?
Oh yes, it's my all-time favorite. I mean, one meal has to be a smoothie, and I just love it.
Oh, fantastic! Yeah, it saves you, right? It's so easy, and it's easy to put all the stuff that you might not be able to eat into one, and just buzz it and nicely gulp it down, right?
Your greens are there, your fats are there, and everything you need for that meal is all can go into one smoothie.
Exactly. So the variations are up to you. So what you need for a smoothie as a base is you need something liquid. So that liquid could be your coconut water. Sometimes it could be just water, right? You can have almond milk. There's an almond milk recipe on our YouTube channel. You can have that. You can watch that. You can have almond milk, coconut water, coconut yogurt, coconut buttermilk. All this can be your base. That's water part. That's the liquid part. And you want something sweet, right? Something sweet would be usually frozen banana. Frozen banana and chocolate.
What about the Weight Watchers, ma'am? Somebody who's watching their weight, also they can, or they will replace banana with something.
No, have your banana. You need that potassium. It's a wrong idea to think that fruits have so much sugar that you want to put it out. Yeah, don't do that. You see, in nature, we need a balance. When you're eating sodium, you need potassium also. That's the balance that we need. Otherwise, we'll have too much sodium and it's bad for your heart and all of that stuff. So no, you want to have balance and eat all foods in nature in good rotation, rainbow of colors, and banana especially is fantastic for you. Yes, it has calories, but it comes with a load of other nutrients in it. Don't look food in terms of calories, or don't look food in terms of micros and macros and all of that. You want to look at it as a whole food. Are you eating that food as a whole food, or are you refining it? That's what you need to look at. That's
the pranic energy. We call it the pranic energy. So look at it as the pranic energy.
Yes, you have prana in all of these foods, and that's what you want to get into your body. When you refine it, it's all gone. So, and in nutrition, even in my master's, when professors focused on fiber, I'd be like, just get a little annoyed also. Oh, it's rich in fiber. I'm like, so what? It's rich in fiber. What is it? It's just some pichu fiber. Why are you focusing on that? Much later, it occurred to me that if the fiber is there, other nutrients are intact in it. The fiber is gone, most likely it's refined. So when you have foods that are rich in fiber, it means that you're also getting all the micros. So you don't have to really know, oh, this has this much vitamin C, this has D, this has that, You don't have to do that. There's a general formula that I'll give you a simple formula. If you're eating like 1 kilo of food a day, right? Because a lot of people ask me, how much carbs can I eat? Or how many grains can I eat? How many nuts can I eat? How many this, how many that, how much vegetables, all of that. It's kind of difficult. Some people are big eaters, some people are small eaters, some people have higher metabolism, some people don't. And some work out a lot, some expend a lot of energy, some don't. And some are tall, some are short, some are all kinds. So it's very difficult to tell. But what is not difficult is to know what proportion of foods that you should be eating, right? So if you're eating like 1 kg of food altogether, majority, like 60% of that, at least 60% should be of vegetables.
All
60%,
colors.
all colors of vegetables. Don't discriminate. Local, seasonal, and what's tasty?
Fresh.
What you're in the mood for? Fresh, yeah, as clean as possible. Clean in the sense pure, natural, organic. I'm afraid to use the word organic because it's a bad word for some people. But yeah, natural food. So use those. That's 65%. And then you want to use like 15% of your seeds. Okay, pumpkin seeds, flaxseed powder, nuts in form of almond butter, almonds, all of that, cashews, chia seeds, and your couscous and sunflower seeds, all of that, almonds, of course, all of that should be of 15%. So generally, as a rule of thumb, you should be eating half a cup of soaked seeds and nuts in a day. So it could go in your smoothies, it could go on your salads or toppings, or it could go in your chutneys to clean them up, to make them into a dip. So you might be asking me, oh, 65% vegetables or 60% vegetables, how am I going to do that, right? So like that. So you become creative. You cut up vegetables and you make your chutneys and all of that rich, make it tasty, and dip it into it. And you eat. You get to have that dose of vegetables. Vegetable juice is another great idea, even though fiber will be gone. There's only one place that, from my knowledge and from my studies, what I learned is that vegetable juices are the one place that you don't want the fiber. Smoothies you want with the fiber, and juices you don't want the fiber. Let me delegate a little work to someone here and keep talking to you. So
sure.
Buzz this for me. So to make a good smoothie, you need a good blender. I hope you have good ones. Even though Vitamix, of course, is the king and queen of all the blenders, that is good, but Magic Bullet works fantastic. The reason why I have frozen banana here, frozen bananas work as ice. So you don't have to add ice and make your drink diluted. So these are little, when you get organic bananas, get them ripened, peel them, and put it in the freezer whole or cut up into pieces and use them. So for one person, 2 bananas like that would be good. And then I'm using, sorry, I wish. You want to see what I'm doing?
A little bit of the camera angle can be down. We can see your face and the counter both. That should be good. Yes, yeah? Yes, that's perfect, okay. Actually.
Lovely. So some coconut water. That's 1 coconut water.
Can we keep the coconut water? Can we take it out and keep it, or it should be like fresh?
The best should be straight from the coconut. Okay.
Right.
I used to be so picky about not the bottled ones for sure. The prana is in there. It's not alkaline anymore. Once
guys,
it touches
please listen
the metal
to this.
And all. Okay, you want to drink it straight. I used to be like this, straight from the coconut with a glass straw, or straight up like that, because as soon as it touches metal, it gets oxidized. So 1 spoon of flax seeds or flaxseed powder. If you make flaxseed powder, make sure to put in the freezer. Don't make more than this much amount. It gets oxidized really fast. Nuts gets oxidized, the oils get oxidized. Oxidized means the rancid smell, which means that they're not healthy for you anymore. So grind small quantities and put them in the freezer. So here, banana, coconut, I'll put some.
Flaxseed is 1 teaspoonful or 1 tablespoon?
Okay, teaspoon or tablespoon depends on how much water you drink. Also how much water you drink. If you eat too much flaxseed and don't drink enough water, you get constipated, by the way.
Okay.
So you want to have, because it's so much fiber, got so much fiber. It's got good omega oils as well. Okay, so I'm putting some greens. We won't have anything for salad, but we'll just put it off here. Okay. So I'll tell you, first we have the vegetables, the seeds went, and then comes the fruit. Sorry, I didn't finish the inverted triangle of proportions of food. 60% of vegetables, and then the seeds and the nuts, and then about 15% of your fruit, and then only 5% is the grain. So we don't have to sweat about brown rice, red rice, black rice, quinoa, millets, whatever you eat, it's small quantities anyway. So what else do we need to put? If you want to put mango here, you can put mango. You want to put chiku, you can put. You want more seeds and nuts, you can do. I'm going to put some pumpkin seeds here, just like that, because they're around here. And you can even put a little bit of almond butter. It makes it nice and creamy. And then what else can you put? I don't like putting a lot of other vegetables in my smoothie. I rather eat them somehow, or I make a savory smoothie, like your tomato, almond butter, some basil, and flax seeds. That is your savory smoothie. That's also nice. Shall we make it after this? Okay, so that's it. And we buzz it, and you have a wonderful smoothie.
So somebody has written that avocado.
Yeah, avocado is fantastic to use. Yes. Rendu you.
Somebody is asking, can you add dry chia seeds into the smoothies?
Dry chia seeds, yeah. You know what I would do if it was chia seeds, because they're not soaked? I start assembling my ingredients after I put chia seeds in coconut water, because they take like 5-10 minutes to soak. So you start with that. While they're soaking up, you get your other ingredients and assemble and then buzz. That would be good. Yeah. See how simple? Shall I taste and let you know how it came out?
Wow, we wish we were there in your store. We would have got a sip and taste of this. It looks very refreshing.
So sweet. Okay, the taste of your end product really, really, really 100%. It's not even your recipe, it's your ingredients. If your ingredients are pure, if your ingredients are at the peak of its ripeness, you need very little. Imagine such small bananas too, and this is a big glass together, and it's really uber delicious. I mean it. Please try exactly this recipe. I used lettuce here. You can use palak, you can use kale, a little pumpkin seeds, 1 teaspoon of almond butter, 1 tablespoon of flaxseed, 1 coconut, and 2 little bananas is what I used. So happy. And
guys, if you make this smoothie, please post it on the social media, and please do tag Vibrant Living and Anahata Yoga Zone. And that would be great to see that you guys have tried this smoothie and you're actually enjoying it. It would be lovely to see that.
I would love to see that. That'll be awesome. So if you have any questions on smoothies, let me know.
Put it in the chat window, guys, if you have any questions. Can we add dates? And if yes, how long should we soak it in water?
Fantastic question.
That comes from Pallavi.
Hi, Pallavi. That's a great question. Actually, dates came to my mouth until my mouth and it stopped because it was so sweet with this fruit. So dates, I keep them soaked and keep it in the fridge. I keep like in a bottle like this. I put this many dates, pitted dates, take out the pits, and then I cover it with water and I put it in the fridge. And each time I take 2 dates or 3 dates, depending on how much quantity you're making, and use it. If you don't want fruit or you want a little sweetness, you can just use dates like that.
I hope that answers your question, Pallavi. Any other questions?
And the dates can be used for 3-4 days. It can be in the fridge 3-4 days fresh. And if I were you, I use up the water and put fresh water each time.
Wow. And use the water for?
For the smoothie.
For the
because
smoothie.
It's sweet water by then, right? Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Any more questions on smoothies?
I think we can good to move on.
Okay, so now I want to make a salad. Do you want to see another smoothie, like a savory smoothie?
Yeah, I was just about to ask, can you give us a little more few combinations of smoothies? That would be
Yes,
great.
yes. Okay, just to say, Vaidi, I'll make with a tomato and cucumber. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Because a lot of times we are used to making only smoothies with fruit, right?
Yeah,
Generally.
mostly.
So
yeah,
mostly. I'll give you a little savory smoothie. It's like a gazpacho. You know what a gazpacho is? Gazpacho is a cold soup. It's like soup, but it's a smoothie. Because I'm sorry, I'm looking down because I'm seeing what ingredients I have. I'm making up a recipe as I go, guys.
That's the best thing to do. Whatever is available, if you know it, you can just cook up.
Yeah,
Storm in the kitchen.
exactly. So, in the tomatoes, this part, the stem part, should be removed because it's not digestible. It's not easily digested. A lot of people get heartburn and stuff. Also, if you have indigestion, it's best to not eat tomatoes with the seeds or the skin.
Otherwise, seeds are okay, because a lot of people these days
seeds
are not using the seeds at all. I mean, by default, they take off the seeds, but that's not the case for everybody.
Oh, you don't have to take off seeds by default, but it's, if you have indigestion, definitely take it out.
Right.
So tomatoes, I'm using 2 tomatoes. Okay, now since we have some coconut milk, I'm going to use it. We got the luxury of it, but you can just use water, guys, or coconut water also is fine. Ooh, delicious smelling. Okay, coconut water. I'm going to use some water also. And I'll use half a chili.
A chili? Wow.
Yeah, chili. And half a cucumber. And cucumber, the same thing. You don't want the skin or the pits if you have digestion issues. The first thing you want to, how can you tell that your health is going well and you're doing well, is if you're able to eliminate 2-3 times a day, and that you don't have any heartburn and indigestion. Okay, constipation, you should take care of constipation and acidity first thing, and then everything falls into place. People say, oh, I don't have I have this problem, this health problem, that health problem, I have low metabolism, this, and all of that will slowly get settled if you have your digestion and acidity checked.
So one of the students, Pallavi, is saying, love coconut yogurt from Vibrant Living. It's truly amazing. And so is the cacao spread.
Oh, yes. We got fans for that. I know. Oh, love it. Thank you, Pallavi. I'm glad you're enjoying them. Kids too love it. Yeah, I made that divine cacao spread to help myself and help people, so not to go to, the N bottle. The N bottle. Okay. Nutella.
And here's Richa. She's saying the divine chocolate covered almonds are my favorite from Vibrant Living.
Oh man, you guys know my product. Awesome, thank you. All right, thank you. So now a little bit of salt. This is Himalayan pink salt. All right.
Also available at the store?
Yes, everything that I'm using is available at the store. Almond butter, coconut yogurt, nut milk bags, all of it. Okay, so pepper. We got the chili, we got black pepper, salt, tomatoes, cucumber, and I'm going to use some basil. Okay, I got sweet basil here. You can put Thai basil if you wish. And see, if you don't have coconut milk, you want a little bit of fat here. Okay, You can use almond butter, or you can use olive oil. Olive oil also is fantastic. I'm not going to put almond butter, even though I have it here, and olive oil is there, because I already put coconut yogurt. I don't want all kinds of mixes. See, you can be flexible with what you're making, but use some sense. You don't want like sesame oil and, you know, coconut oil or coconut yogurt. It's just too many flavors mixed. It won't be good. Where is this? Oh, this will be interesting.
We also have a request for a... Yeah, so as I was saying,
great.
Wow. Yeah. We have a request for a kombucha. I don't know how far it can be possible right now, but maybe you can just say it.
To make kombucha. I'll tell you about kombucha.
And it's my favorite from your store, Sridevi. I love the kombucha from your store.
Kombucha. My God, it smells good. Let me taste first. Seriously, I'm not joking. It's great. This is really good. Do try. It's a little spicy at the back of my throat. You can put a little lemon if you wish. So somebody was worrying about the calories in the fruit. Here's your answer. Yeah,
right.
You could have smoothies like this. So we got 2 smoothies.
Lovely. Okay. Look at the colors and how refreshing it is.
So pretty, right?
Kranti, yes, they do have home delivery. Vibrant Living, you just have to go on their website and you can deliver. They have a whole...
Actually, Pratibha,
yes,
so website is being a little troublesome lately, but get onto our Google Forms. Our Google Forms are a great way to reach us. So each week we put out Google Forms that you could order from. Our website is not dynamic. We can't change new products.
Exactly.
And every week we come up with something new, right? So our website is being very difficult for me to keep track of. So what we do is we put Google Forms out in which we have like whatever new creations and the old ones, we have it all listed. So you just order, put your address, phone number, whatever, and then they get delivered to your house.
Perfect.
And or you can come and pick it up. Our store is open now starting today. We have from COVID times we closed, and today we open, and we're going to keep it open every day until 5 or 6 p.m. So just stop by and pick up whatever you want, and otherwise just log on to our Google Forms and order. Yeah,
sure.
Even the smoothies are in our delivery.
Right. Somebody's asking for the Google links. You'll just have to search them. Just find them, Google it, and
so no, Google links will be found on my Instagram page. I usually say swipe up, and when you swipe up, it'll go into the Google Forms. Like I put out for brownies or whatever. If you see stories in my Instagram, you will know, and or just call my office, and then you will get a Google Form link. Just drop in a message with your name and number. We can send you a link to that phone. Yeah,
sure. I hope that answers all your questions, Kranti. Okay, what is the best time to have a smoothie? That comes from Devi.
From?
Devi Nair.
Oh, okay. Hi. Okay. So the best time to have a smoothie is anytime. Anytime. You can have it as a snack. You can have it as a replacement of a meal. Post workout, not before yoga, but after yoga. Anytime really. But your digestion is best between noon until sunset. So eat most of your food between those times, and that'll be good. If I were you, I would make 2 portions of smoothies, and I'll have one immediately while I'm making it, and then I'll save one in a bottle for a next meal or a snack or something. If you have good food handy, you will be eating that. Otherwise, you'll be reaching out to all kinds of stuff. So,
yeah, that's a beautiful insight, actually. That's how it is. So have it handy, and whenever you feel hungry, you can reach out for the good foods.
right? So we got the smoothies going, and you can get more and more ideas. There are some recipes on my YouTube channel as well for smoothies. Please check them out. You can make, I'll give you verbally one smoothie that I love, 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 love. I think that's when I fell in love with raw food. When I had that smoothie some 25 years ago in Miami. This was almond butter, soaked dates, frozen bananas, cinnamon, and cacao
Wow.
nibs.
Oh,
okay,
what a lovely mix of ingredients.
dessert in a in a cup or a glass. Oh, it is divine. Leave the cacao nibs a little rough so that you can kind of bite into them as you go. So anytime you drink juices and smoothies and all, don't just chuck it, okay, just because all the nourishment goes in. No, you want the saliva to help you digest what you're eating or what you're drinking. So even if it's liquefied, you want to let it kind of swirl in your mouth, okay, and then swallow. That's when your body will be able to digest very fast and without effort. Effort on the digestive system means you're going to age fast and you're going to use up your energies.
Like eat your juices, not really drink them, but eat your juices, something like that.
Something like that. They say your food should become liquefied in your mouth before you swallow it. That many times you have to chew, and liquids should be swirled and then swallowed.
Two questions we have here.
Sure.
So one question is from Neha asking, hi, can these be stored, which is, of course, she's referring to the smoothies. Can these be stored overnight to have in the morning, or is it best to consume immediately? And the next one is also in the same lines. I'm going to read it one after. After making smoothie, till how much time we can store it, and where, like in the fridge or else at normal temperature?
So, good questions. They have to be refrigerated. And the length of the time that it stays pressed really depends on the kind of juicer or the mixie or blender that you're using. High power blenders, if you make it in high power blenders like Vitamix here, you can easily, something like that. Kuvings is a juicer, isn't it?
Juicer, yeah.
It's a slow press juicer. Yeah, it's a juicer. Slow press juicers, you can keep your juice the whole day. Any which way, guys, there'll be a decline of nutrition in it, but it's not destroyed if it's done in a good machine. But if you're going to use it, if you're going to blend or juice in a less powerful mortar, oxidation happens more rapidly, so it gets spoiled faster. So if you're making it in a Magic Bullet or Vitamix, something like that, you can keep it the whole day, but don't go for next day. You should finish it the same day. Ideally, you want to have it as soon as you make it, but that's why I said 2 portions, one to have it immediately, another one immediately, bottle it up and put it in the fridge for later in the day. Yeah?
Right, I think that helps, yes. Thank you.
Okay, lovely. So let's get on to salads. So a lot of people think salads need to be so complicated, and salad and another meal and it's a first course on the side and all of that stuff. But salad could be a meal on its own, right? And I don't mean just to eat vegetables. You can mix your legumes, you can mix your potatoes and sweet potatoes into your salad and make a meal. And if you make one meal a day like that, I think it'll save a lot of extra calories and extra unnecessary calories. Because for us Indians, I think our dals and our curries, all of them are conducive to eating with rotis and rice and all of that. And if we are allowed only 5% of our total intake in grains, where is the chance, right? Where is the chance to eat all that much of dal and curries and all of that? So I suggest that you replace your grains with sweet potatoes, and mix it with your vegetables and have it like a big salad. That's main. And then you can have a little bit of your papu and jowar roti and rice and all of that. Then you will have a balanced meal. You will get all the nourishment and not that extra calories. Does it sound okay?
Yeah, absolutely. It really makes a lot of sense. And then we don't even have to bother about what grains we are eating, as you rightly mentioned in the beginning.
Yeah, we sweat so much about, oh, this rice, that rice, oh, is this okay? Is gluten-free, that free, this free? You know, I mean, we don't need to, you can even eat white rice if it's only 5% of your total diet, right? It's not a big deal. But then why waste? Why waste with food that has no fiber? So don't go for white rice. Let me throw this out. And so anytime you make a salad, you start in one bowl. Start with a dressing and then add your ingredients and you build your salad. You build your salad and you top your salad with whatever you want to top that day with. I don't have potatoes or sweet potatoes cooked, but we're just going to talk about it, okay? I'm going to have Suman cut some vegetables here. So we're going to make carrot, Suman, carrot, cabbage, green mango. Okay, this is the salad, guys. Carrot, grated carrot, chopped cabbage, and red and green cabbage, cucumber, green mango, green onion, and green chili. And the dressing is going to be ginger, lemon, lemongrass. Is it sounding good?
Yeah, and
Dressing.
These are all very readily available, so that's the best part.
Yeah. All local, all local. And then we're going to top with some coriander as well. So this is, I think, a nice mix. You have your ginger, lime, coriander, lemongrass, and we can use a little bit of sesame oil, or we could use sesame seeds. You want to take over here? Ikkad chesi. Akkad vettukuntava. No, నేను ఇక్కడ చేస్తా. So the reason for I said we can use oil, but we can use sesame seeds. Why I said that is because you will need half a cup of sesame seeds to get 1 spoon of oil. Okay, imagine how much joy, how much fiber, how much substance it is to have half a cup of sesame seeds. You will get a lot of calcium, a lot of protein, a lot of other nutrients with sesame seeds. If you're doing oil, you know, it'll go nowhere. So a lot of times I try to use the whole seeds than the oils. That makes sense, right? So
absolutely.
So while Suman is making peeling and all of that, I'm going to make dressing here. Can you see the dressing part? Can you see the bowl? Okay.
Yeah, we can see the bowl. A little lower if the camera can be made. It can be turned down. Yeah, that is.
Oh, shoot. Sorry. Oh, man. Sorry, guys. Okay. Okay. Start with.
It's clear now. It's clear now.
Right?
Yes, please.
Okay. Ginger, grated ginger. I'm just going to squeeze out the juice after grating it. I'm not going to just leave it like that. So instead of buying store-bought sauces are loaded with unnecessary stuff. So you'll be losing out on all the benefits of, I mean, most of the benefits of eating the salad if you use bad salad dressing, right? So there, just grate it and squeeze out like that. And lemon. If your limes are thick and nice, you can use zest also. I often zest my limes because, you know, that have a lot of oils. It's nice in the salad. Look at this mango that we're using. Totapuri, make use of the season. Totapuri mangoes taste so good in the salads and the juices, even in your smoothies. And lemongrass, actually, I don't know how many of you use it, but you want the bulb, not this. Actually, I'm not going to use it. It's not, it's going to be too fibery. Okay. Suman koncham chilli skoda. Yes, oka chilli. A little bit of salt, black pepper, and all of the other vegetables. I'm not going to add oil here, but we're going to use the seeds on the top. Okay, so another salad that I wanted to only talk about and not make right now is a salad, because I used up the tomatoes right now. I want to tell you about how to make raita with, or like a coleslaw with coconut yogurt. So tomatoes, take out the seeds and take out the stem, and tomatoes, cucumber, you have your cabbage, all of this, like a kachumber salad, and add your coconut yogurt in it, and that could be mixed in with your cooked rajma, chole, whatever, all the protein-rich legumes. Then you have this gooey raita-like salad and these beans, and you have your sweet potatoes or potatoes. You have a complete, excellent, satisfying meal. Add enough chilies to it if that helps you enjoy it more, or you can have raisins if you want a little sweet. Did you get this meal idea? Did you
That
get the
sounds
idea?
really wonderful. So to get it right, you have this coconut curd and then all the kachumber, and then you can add either your sweet potato or the potato. And then the
cooked
chole or the
legumes.
rajma, all the legumes, whatever you want. Wow.
Yeah.
And that's a full meal in itself.
That's a
Complete meal.
full meal in itself, and it's easily digested also. Okay, while I'm speaking about legumes, I always talk about it because vegetarians, since we promote vegetarianism, I'm promoting people to eat legumes, but then a lot of people, especially if they're meat eaters, trying to start eating legumes for their protein, they find that they form gas and it's very hard to digest. It is true, if you don't cook it right, it will get gassy and all. So what you want to do is, you want to soak your legumes, soak your chole overnight, like we all know that. But then where we make mistake is, because they take long time to cook, we pressure cook them, right? When you pressure cook, you're going to leave all that phytic acid, the anti-nutrition into it. So ideally what you want to do is you want to cook it over stove top, and when all the froth comes, you remove that froth, you take away that water, use fresh batch of water, and then cook. Now all the phytic acid, all the anti-nutrition is washed off, and now you'll be able to digest faster and better. So cook your legumes that way, so that, see, when you don't digest, it doesn't mean that, some people think, what if it doesn't digest, little trouble, little bloating, but for tomorrow it'll be okay. But you're losing out on nutrition, you're losing out on absorption of nutrients, not only from that food, but from the other foods that you'd be eating in that meal or the previous meal. So make sure that you take that extra step. It's very easy to skip that step, but then it's very rewarding to take that time to make that, to cook it that way. And also, when you take that much trouble, you feel like you want to use up the rajma or whatever you cooked. So you make salad in the morning, and then you want to make a soup with the same thing in the evening. That is also hard for the belly, and the same food for every meal, especially food that is difficult to digest. So if I were you, I don't like using freezer at all, but if you're a small family, or if you're a single person, and to cook for one, especially legumes and all, is very difficult, and it's much better to freeze your own the boiled legumes than to buy a canned one. So you make 2 portions and take 1 portion out and freeze it, and use it for the next time for your hummus, or for any of your sauces and stuff like that.
And I think that's a very, very practical tip that has been shared. And I think it's going to really help us a lot, because this is the main problem on eating legumes, because a lot of us find it very heavy. And
and hard to cook, right? It's like, it takes time. It takes time to cook. So, yeah. So we're almost done with the okay, I did chop cheeses just say. So we got here the totapuri mango, cucumber, carrot, onion, chilies. I'm not going to put this much onion, but a little less would be good. It's smelling so good. Like I said, the secret in the success of the dish really depends on the ingredient itself. And you know, when do you start digestion? You start digestion when you think of food and your mouth waters. That's when your digestive process started. My digestion already started even before I ate this salad. It smells so good. It is kind of difficult to get you to be excited without, I mean, I'm only able to show some colors and half of my body, but the smells are incredible. I'm sorry that we all have to learn like this, learn to live like this. I don't know when we'll have a proper proper group classes and stuff.
I'm looking forward to it. The next session, I'm going to request all my students and we're going to come to you physically, and then we're going to have this physically, and we're really looking forward to that.
So, thank you. I look forward to it. It's like there's nothing like touching and feeling and smelling food, right? Food is something that you want to experience in all senses. Yeah,
all the senses, yes.
Senses. Yeah, all the senses.
And here we have a question, ma'am, from Piyush, asking, do legumes form part of the 5% grain category of the meal, the grain category that we spoke about?
No. Legumes are in the 15% of your seeds, nuts, legumes, and dals come in the second part of your dietary needs. The high protein and high fat sources. So they fall under that group. The grain groups are 5% in the bottom. The 5% is only your grains, which are your millets, your rice, and what else? Quinoa, all of that. Yeah, all of that. That's the 5%. So in your salad dressing, you want to add the hard vegetable first. Cabbage is hard. It's nicer if it marinates a little bit. So that goes first. Yeah. Thank you. That goes first. And then add one at a time. Then your carrots and then your carrots and cucumbers, mango, and then on the top your coriander and chilies and onion. Also chilies, if you use in the dressing, it will be too hot. Even though the ingredients are the same, at what stage you add also matters. That's it. Look how colorful this looks.
Wow. And I think all of us should pay attention to what Sridevi ma'am just mentioned. When you put the ingredients really matters. So the ones which takes a little longer, you have to put them first.
Yeah, and mix it up so that they get the most of the lemon juice and all of that. And
okay, the students are writing mouth-watering and... Wow.
Smells great. Where are my black sesame seeds? So, look, we can add
You're going to make us all so hungry.
Seeds. I'll go and make your dressings and make your salads now. So see, we can put so many seeds. We don't have to worry about how many calories we're going to get, how much fat we're going to get, because it's with the fiber. Your stomach is only going to be able to take so much because it's filled with fiber, right? So you can eat your heart's content and you won't be overeating. And that's the thing. When you eat whole foods, you really don't have to worry about overeating.
The portions,
yeah,
because you cannot overeat. Wow, this just looks so delectable and delicious.
And thank you. And now imagine having steamed or baked sweet potato chunks in here.
Wow.
And
Just magical.
what else? Yeah, it's great, and that'll make a meal. You don't see, when you're adding legumes, you don't have to add so many seeds and nuts and stuff. When you don't do the legumes, you can add some of your nuts and all of that. So you have that crunch and the nourishment as well. Okay, so for you to get the most out of your seeds and nuts, you don't want to roast them. Roasting means that the oils get oxidized. So don't do that. But having said that, I am putting roasted cashews. There are some things that you want to do to enhance the taste. So a little bit. Sometimes these are gently roasted in low temperatures. So it's not all that bad, but the flavor is incredible. So this is little, I guess, not 100% kosher, but since we made everything so fresh and so healthy, a little toasted cashews are not a problem.
We have a question here again from Devi asking, can we use peanut powder for good fats instead of sesame seeds?
Okay, peanuts I have an issue with. That's because peanuts are highly acidic, and they also have a lot of aflatoxins, and it is very difficult to find peanuts that are clean. And so I avoid peanuts. They're highly inflammatory. So they're opposite to your almonds. You know why almonds are recommended? Is because they're highly alkaline. You want to keep your body in an alkaline condition. You want to have a good pH balance. If you have high acidity in your body, diseases breed. It's a good breeding ground for diseases, and it decreases your immunity as well. So keeping your body alkaline is really important, and peanuts are not conducive to that.
Yeah. Thank you. I think, Devi, that answers your question.
But you could use your almonds and other nuts, right?
Are these nuts soaked? Do they have to be soaked or not necessarily?
Which ones? All seeds and nuts should be soaked.
Soaked and then used. Okay.
Yeah, all seeds and nuts should be soaked and used. Sorry. Oh, man.
Okay, guys, so we've got our two smoothies here, and we've got the coconut yogurt, which I'm sure each one of us are definitely going to try. And of course, we have the salads.
Yeah. The second salad, sorry, I'm not showing you now. I don't think we have enough time as well. But please do try. It's 5 o'clock. Please do try, once you have coconut yogurt, to make that salad, like the cucumber salad with your steamed vegetables. You can also add like steamed cauliflower, steamed green beans, and all of that into your salad. That also is a salad. And if you have a problem with digestion, when you mix cooked and raw, don't eat them in the same meal. Everybody's body is different and our journeys are different. So some people are not capable of digesting raw foods and cooked foods in the same meal because they need different enzymes. If you find that it's bloating, it's giving you bloating, just separate them. Eat them at different meals. Eat your raw salad in one meal and cooked meal in another meal. And intermittent fasting is fantastic. Give your body enough rest, 14 hours or 12 hours at least rest, and then eat your maximum amount of food between noon and 6 or 7 p.m.
Can you elaborate on the intermittent fasting? Because a lot of us are hearing so many things out there. So according to your experience, what's the best way to do the intermittent fasting? What are the things allowed during that time? And what is the window that we should look into? 16 hours, 12 hours, 14 hours? What's the best way to do it? And how often?
See, how often? Every day.
Every day, yes. So, but then there's a lot of things which is going around. So if you can speak on that, that would be great.
Okay. So intermittent fasting means that you're giving your body, you're giving your digestive system enough break, right? So you can do it for 12 hours, 14 hours, 16 hours. It's really up to you because ideally you want to have 8-hour window for eating. That's all. And you want to have 2 good meals and you should be fine. So if you can finish your meal in the evening, 7 o'clock, and be done with, and next morning you will be able to do your yoga. You can even go to your gym. Don't think that A lot of people think that unless they eat that morning or drink that morning, that smoothie or eat banana or whatever, they don't have the energy to do yoga or whatever. It's not true at all. You have lots of stored up energy. Actually, when you fast for a few days, you'll really understand how much more energy you have than when you eat, right? So don't think about that. You continue doing your work, unless you're diabetic and you have special health problem. That's another story. But if you're a healthy individual, you don't need to worry about your blood sugar falling and all of that stuff. So you can fast until noon. You can fast throughout in the morning. Maybe you can drink your herbal teas, like your ginger and ajwain tea or lemongrass tea, chamomile tea. Or I'm just talking about concoctions, right? You can drink that kind of stuff. Even vegetable juices are okay because they don't take digestive power. What you're trying to do with this intermittent fasting is you're giving your digestion a break, your digestive system a break, which means that you're helping all the other organs cleanse at that time. So you're doing a daily detox just by not eating for X number of hours. And then
in yoga, we say we give time for healing. So because the pranic energy, when it is not digesting, it can heal. So sorry to interrupt there.
Same concept, exactly. So the focus, the energies are going into doing something else rather than preoccupied with doing the same thing all the time, which is digesting your food. So that's intermittent fasting. So you fast as much as you can, and then you break your fast very clean. You don't want to suddenly go into a paratha or an omelette and all of that stuff. You want to break your fast with a salad like this or a smoothie like what we made. Something gentle, and slowly, aswadinchali. You have to savor each bite and take time, like half an hour for your meal. Chew your meal and get it over with, and do your work and wait for your next meal around 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. If you eat your first meal at 11 or 12, and then you eat a second meal at 6, maximum 6:30, and it would be fantastic. You don't have to worry about lots of health issues, including weight problems and PCOD, PCOS, all kinds of stuff. It's really that magical. Do it for a month and you will see yourself. In between, a lot of people can't, don't feel so energetic. It's just temporary. During that time, drink coconut water or vegetable juice and these herbal concoctions, the things that doesn't need your digestive fire to be used.
So there are two questions.
Did I answer your questions?
Yeah, so there are two things which sort of comes in the mind when we're talking about intermittent fasting. One is it's in contrast to the fact what people used to say earlier, that you should eat every 2 hours, and as soon as you wake up, within 1 hour, you should give something to your body. Otherwise, the digestive juices, or the digestive fire rather, it sort of just gets dim. So, and every 2 hours, you need to eat something. Otherwise, your metabolism will slow down. That's one. And another thing, what I've heard, which is going around, and I want you to really speak it out and break the myth or bust the myth, that if you do intermittent fasting, you might end up with ulcers in your stomach lining, because the digestive juices are secreted by the body, but they're not acting upon anything because there's no food to act on, and then they act on the stomach lining. So,
True. Okay. So first of all, if you're eating alkaline food, not the fried food in between. See, when you break your fast, you cannot be breaking with your vadas and pavs and all of that, right? You want to eat whole foods with, like the foods that we talked about now. That's what you want to eat. That will take time. All the fiber, it will take time to digest, and your body is working in between. You don't have to eat every 2 hours. So the hydrochloric acid is produced, and that happens if you fast for several days, and if you already have acidity problem. For people who don't have acidity problem, will not have an issue. And if you're fasting, you're only fasting for several hours, not several days, so you don't have that issue. And to eat
2 hours, I think, is a major problem, because, can you hear me okay?
No, there's an echo.
Yeah.
Guys, you can put your questions in the chat window.
It takes for a normal, like for a plant-based meal, to digest at least.
Ma'am, we've lost your voice. Yeah, now
you have half digested food. Okay. Imagine, so I was saying how much time it takes to digest food. A salad like this with nuts and stuff, it takes at least 3-4 hours to digest. What are you doing if you're eating every 2 hours? There's half digested food and you're putting new food. And then it's half digested, you're putting new food. It is very difficult for your body to complete its process. So I think it's actually more work for the body to eat every 2 hours. So, you know, I think it's every 2 okay, that is what happens physiologically. But psychologically, if you think that, you know, you need food every 2 hours, go for it, but you're not helping your body at all. And even though you're eating small quantities, it will add up by the end of the day. I mean, you're eating like 10 meals, or at least 8 meals, 8 little snacks.
Ma'am, we've lost your voice, sorry.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, now we can.
Hi. Okay. So I was saying, eating every 2 hours, small quantities, it just came up to help people, help them with their boredom, in my opinion.
And the food industry, to some extent?
Well, yeah, probably. I didn't think about that. Yeah, exactly. But otherwise, eating every 2 hours as if we have nothing else to do. Boy, imagine fetching food every 2 hours. How many times we have to think about food? That really takes up a lot of energy. So yeah, every 2 hours is not a great idea. And with acidity, listen, if first help your gut. Make sure that you have enough good bacteria. Then you won't have that acidity and all of that by not eating or eating too much.
Very well said. Yes. So there are a lot of myths busted, guys. And even with yoga, they say, I mean, you don't have to eat more. You just eat wise and eat as much as your body needs, and give the body, the system rest, which is very, very, very important. Because all your pranic energy, if it is constantly going and digesting the foods, then you have no prana left, because they say 70% of your pranic energy goes for digestion. Then what is left for healing? Because then the other processes take up your pranic energy. So give your body a little rest from time to time, as per the intermittent fasting, what they say, and you're going to be much more healthier. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, and give 1 week, 1 day a week, a complete rest if you can, or at least once in a couple of weeks, 1 day total break. That will help also.
So that is juice fasting? That's only juices on that day, on the fast day, or what would you recommend?
Or water. Depends on how used to you are. And initially, you might not be able to do just on water, so you want to add some juices. But eventually, maybe you want to just cut down to just water, if it's possible. I still do a little bit of juices or coconut water. Somehow I just find it so much easier, effortlessly happens. So I do that. But some people do it on water, which is also very good.
Great. Ma'am, there are 2 questions. One by Munmun asking, my gallbladder has been removed. Is it okay to go with intermittent fasting?
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. So I'll repeat the question again. This is by Munmun asking, my gallbladder is removed. Is it okay to go with intermittent fasting?
Consult your doctor, but you should be fine.
Yeah. And then there's another question by Richa. Are there any food that makes our system alkaline other than lemon water, soaked basil seeds? Wow. Okay.
All the fruits,
good food,
like salads, yeah, the soaked nuts and seeds, sprouts,
the greens.
Greens are highly alkaline, So yeah, lots of raw foods are alkaline. And your apple cider vinegar, you don't have to use too much, like few drops of apple cider vinegar in the water also helps in keeping your body alkaline.
Great, thank you. Any other questions anybody wants to shoot out? I think we'll just take a few more questions in the next 5 minutes.
No more questions. We answered everything.
Wow. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes, all the thank you messages are pouring in. People are just so thankful, and we are all so grateful to do this. Thank you so much for taking out time and giving us a little insight on how to do our smoothies. The savory smoothie was something which I'm really going to try, because till now it's always been with a little bit of sweetness, either of a fruit or something. So a savory smoothie is something new, which I'm definitely going to try. And of course, the coconut yogurt is the topping, is like going to be, it's going to replace the curd that I'm going to use in the house now, because
it's a game changer. The coconut yogurt is a game changer. You're going to love it. It's so versatile and it's so good for you. You'll feel the difference. You'll feel the difference on your skin and energy, everything. So versatile. Thank you all for your time. Thanks for logging in and giving me this chance to do it. I'm sorry, I don't know who I'm looking at, what I'm doing. I hope you learned something.
Yes, definitely, ma'am. And definitely, guys, we are going to go to the store, the Vibrant Living store. And can you please tell us about your workshops?
We are not in Banjara Hills now. We are in Kajagoda. Just Google Vibrant Living Foods and it'll bring you here. And we are open from 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. at least, if not 6. And you can come any day for your Wednesdays and Saturdays. We have lots of produce, lots of fruits and vegetables and stuff. Other days also we have, but those 2 days we have deliveries. And you can get our snacks and all these kombuchas and the sauerkrauts and the energy balls and the bars and all of that any day.
Can you please talk about your workshops as well, Sridevi ma'am? What are the kind of workshops that you take?
Workshops. Okay, let me show you my studio here a little bit. Can you see? Okay, so this is my studio. We have, so every 2 weeks were workshops. Now with COVID, I don't know when we're going to do a workshop again in a group. I'll announce on my Instagram. Please, check there. But if you want to book a small group of 5-6 people, I could do it anytime. But larger groups, like in 20s, like that, it'll take. I think it'll take some time. That's my little library or a big library. This is my studio.
This is such a nice place to, discuss food and health, and then just be there, and such a nice place, very conducive to health and fitness and everything, and just be like there and discuss good things.
Yes.
And so, what's your workshop generally around? What is it about?
More of what we spoke about with elaborate, menu, and I do a 5-course meal. I teach, an appetizer, a dessert, and a main course, and we talk about all kinds of, in detail of each of the food groups and why rainbow of colors on your plate, and we talk about various different kind of chilies. If you're using chilies come in all sizes, forms, and Scoville values and all of that. And then we talk about antioxidants and why we use superfoods on regular basis, and how to use, and how to make your concoctions, the immunity boosters. And
so basically the science of food, everything under the umbrella.
Endless.
Okay. Thank you so much. And thank you all who have